You know, another thing that has really been, you know, not to, you know, we can go back to Loren, but one of the things that really has been, I've been thinking about a lot, and is the importance of what is being done here at Texas State University for Eddie Durham. And Loren and I were talking about this on the way here in the car.
Yep.
You know, when you think about some of the giants that played this music, and some of the people I've worked with, Buck Clayton, for example, from Parsons, Kansas, Wild Bill Davis from Parsons, Kansas. There's no university in Kansas that has a Buck Clayton program that's dedicating an event every year to him. There's Count Basie, the theater in Red Bank where he's from, but there's no any type of program in any of those universities there that have a dedication to him. And I mean, I can't think of very many places anywhere at all in the United States that is doing this. And I was telling Loren, you know, I have to go to Tokyo, to a little elementary school in Tokyo. When you walk in, there's a picture of Count Basie. There's a picture of Eddie Durham. There's a picture of Lester Young. These kids are being taught this. Their band is playing the music. A little fifth grade girl, most of them are girls, by the way, and they're swinging. She stands up and plays Lester Young's solo note for note on a 1 o'clock jump. So somebody mentioned to me, says, well, I said, you know, this is such a unique thing here, and it's very important because this music is so important to the society, American society. This is a part of the brick of our foundation, and it's disappearing. Mm-hmm. And so what they're doing here is so important. And this lady said to me, well, it's big band music. You can anywhere see big band music. You know, it still exists. I said, this is Eddie Durham's music. And sure, there's big band music at some famous big band colleges, but they're not, for the most part, playing this music. They're playing something that maybe was published last year or something, trying to keep up with the... and I mean, I experience this everywhere I go. I did a clinic once in Dayton, Ohio, and there was a young lady, just sounded great on lead trumpet. And I said, you must have been listening to the native trumpet player here from Dayton. And she goes, who's that? And I said, well, Snooky Young. I would just assumed. She had no idea who Snooky Young was. The band director didn't know who Snooky Young was. Mm-hmm. So I spent about a half an hour talking about Snooky Young. And then this girl, later on, which we were corresponding by email, she told me that it was one of the greatest things that had happened to her in all of her college career. That changed her playing. So not only are the programs not available, many of the band directors don't even know about it. And that's what's unique about this place and why it is so important. And Loren goes more places than I do as far as universities and giving lectures, and I know that you can attest to this, that this is a unique opportunity here and a very unique experience.
Absolutely. You know, they try and do things like this for a year, over Eddie Durham's 100th birthday or something like this, but this has been, how many years now?
I think we've probably been doing it on campus for 12 years.
12 years. And I'll tell you, I mean, I'll underline what Doug said and co-sign it or whatever they say. I mean, I go out on a limb and say, this is the only one.
I think it is.
I don't know one. And like, you know, we're both, I mean, Doug's been the featured guy with Count Basie's band for a long time, and I've played that kind of music. And what I'm saying is, like, if we don't know about it, I think it's fair to say
it's not around.
It's not around. And so, plus, you know, you're doing it here in San Marcos.
His whole town.
And it resonates like a low note on a piano with overtones. Plus Lyndon Johnson. And in the lecture I gave the other day, and I want to mention another facet of what Keith has done here and kept going, which is, I mean, I'm thrilled to be here. I was here many years ago as part of the program. But, you know, this combination of Doug and the legendary Dan Morgenstern for many, many years. I mean, you should, I mean, that's something that the university and the town, I would think, could put up at the very top of the list of. I mean, I don't know that much about what's happening here, so I'm speaking out of ignorance of that. But I would assume that there's not that many things that are more worthwhile or more respected if you put it all together. I mean, Dan is in the world, as you guys know, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but it's important to get it on video here, that, Dan is the world's most respected and beloved and accomplished jazz expert.
That's right.
And he was born in 1929, and I know you guys know all about Dan. But the bottom line is, he knew Louis Armstrong, he knew Ornette Coleman, he knew Coleman Hawkins, he knew Eddie Durham, he knew Alban Berg, and he knew, Joseph Roth and all kinds of writers and stuff. And so the fact that he's been part of this program for so long and has kind of become a beloved guy on campus and all that kind of stuff, and then you pair that with Doug. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, it's unique. And I would think you could, not that anybody has asked me, but I think you could raise a lot of money around it.
Well, I would. The other thing that is every year the audience gets bigger and bigger. Which
last year it was sold out.
Last year it was sold out. And so the importance of what you're doing here in San Marcos at Texas State University, you're talking to a gentleman who teaches at Juilliard.
And, shows how much they know.
And then Stan, he is in the famous jazz program at Stanford University. So, it's not like we don't get around. We definitely get around. And I go all over the world with Cal Basie, and I'm here to tell you that this is such a special thing, and that needs to be nurtured. And I just hope that the powers that be and the people that could really realize how special it is, and the program that Dr. Keith has been doing and we've been doing.